right, welcome everyone to the culminating event of our very first ever internship and apprenticeship weeks. So it was a little bit more than a week. My name is Crystal Barkley. I am the Education Account Manager here at Tallo, and I will be leading us through today's exciting and informative event where you will be hearing from a number of really incredible companies. So I wanted to quickly note that one lucky attendee from today will receive a pair of Bluetooth headphones. Yes, as a thank you for actively participating in our event. So keep an eye out if you are in fact that lucky attendee. I see some people looking excited in their reactions there. I would be too. So before we kick things off, which we'll get started in a couple of minutes, I wanted to take a second and drop a little webinar knowledge on you, because this may be the first time that you are attending an event in this format. So first off, you may notice that your video and microphones will be turned off for the entirety of the event. So if you wave or if you verbally say hi and we don't respond, we really appreciate that you're here. We just can't see or hear you. So I think a few of us have figured out that we can send reactions though, and send chats to hosts and panelists. So we really appreciate your participation. So I have a couple laughing faces, thumbs up. So I'm sure that we are getting that. Okay. So we really like that you are here, and we really appreciate any way that you can show your involvement. So we are going to be kicking things off with a session from Lockheed Martin in a couple of minutes. So we have two wonderful employees from Lockheed Martin that are going to come and talk to you today. So we're going to be hearing from Madison Cerny, Lockheed Martin's Space Intern Programs Lead, and Ashley Ramirez, the Talent Acquisition Intern. So I think we're actually a little bit early with you two, but you're both here and on time. So we appreciate you being here, and I could pass it right off to you if you were ready.
Awesome. Thanks, Crystal. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, perfect.
Awesome. Well, hello, good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, thanks, Crystal, for the great introduction. And as you all can see on the screen here, but I will just say hi, my name is Madison Cerny. I am the current intern program lead here at LM Space. So I am so fortunate enough to get to work with our LM interns throughout the summer and create a incredible experience for them and really show them what all of LM Space has to offer. So that's what Ashley and I are here to talk to you a little bit about today, and just encourage you to get involved with us as LM if you're interested in a STEM career. We have tons of different opportunities and career pathways that we are currently hiring for, we have the need for, and there are established programs within LM. So it's super exciting to continue to see our early career program grow. And we just wanted to, again, encourage everyone. We are great partners with Tallo. So Ashley's going to talk a little bit about that from a high school perspective, how you can be getting involved with us actually starting today, and how we can really get you in the mix with Lockheed Martin Space. Other than our high school program, wanted to mention our college internship program. So I think some of you are in the transition of high school to college, or you may already be in college. I just want to guide you to, I'm going to drop this link in the chat for everyone, and we'll make sure we have follow-up links for everyone as well. But all of our postings for, let's see if I got in there, perfect. All of our postings for a summer 2023 internship are going to be posting on that direct website. So we do hire pretty heavily within the fall, and I encourage everyone, again, just to really get started with LM, go on our jobs pages, look through our college positions that you may be interested in, look at some maybe that are already posted, and then really start to, cater and tailor your resume to some of those posted positions. That is going to be the best way to see everything that is available for next summer. So again, I know it's kind of far out, but this will be for, applying for an internship for college students to start in May of 2023. That is our typical college internship timeframe, usually about 10 to 12 weeks throughout the summer. And then it's my job to make it the best summer for you all, and, host career development opportunities, get you involved with our business and other mentoring and networking events. And then also there's again, a lot of different pathways we can go, right? We have our community college and what we like to call our engineering aid program. So this is just for folks who may out of high school just be going into the community college route, which we recognize is such a strong pipeline for us as well. So we have created opportunities for community college students, and you're, still able to come out with a full-time job with us, even if you're only just, shooting for a 2-year degree. So we have that great program under our belt as well. And then we also have a couple other niche programs more towards software engineering, and some of those programs as well, just for folks only working on 2-year degrees, and what you can get involved with an LM as well. So I don't want to bombard anyone with too much information, and I know that's a lot. So we're definitely going to be sending out some of our flyers, which will detail everything. A couple of our different programs have other key resources links. So you can go to those links and get to those programs a little bit more. So I'll definitely update you all in the Tallow team on our events and everything in particular with our new flyers. I'm kind of trying to monitor the chat too as I go. So I'm currently a high school student, and I heard something about a high school program. So yes, this is a fabulous transition. I'm going to pass it over to Ashley, because we are partnering right now throughout the fall with Tallow on our high school program specifically. So Ashley is going to tell you guys a little bit more about that.
Hi, everyone. It's so great to be here. My name is Ashley Ramirez. I'm actually an intern with Lockheed right now. However, I'm getting my master's at Ohio State. But going along with everything that Maddie just shared, this fall we have an amazing opportunity for high school students to learn more about careers at Lockheed Martin. You will get the opportunity to talk to engineers, see behind the scenes at what projects we're working on, and hear about the different pathways into STEM post-graduation, kind of once again what Maddie was talking about with the engineering aid. We're doing this through our career launch campaign, which consists of interactive workshops. Our first live workshop was actually yesterday, where students got the chance to talk to different engineers and really learn about what their work consists of and how they got to Lockheed Martin. We also have 2 more workshops coming up. We have our Explore Space workshop, which will launch on October 12th, and our Space Pathways, which will be in November. For the first workshop, Explore Space, we will go behind the scenes and show you some of the cool projects we're working on. And then the second one will be about those different pathways available to y'all after graduation, or even as later in high school, juniors and seniors. And then lastly, we are launching a self-study course, which will help you prepare for future internships and jobs. These courses will focus on resume building, interviewing, and goal planning. Overall, we want to help you navigate your career journey and explore all the different options available to you. If you do complete all the workshops, we have a sweepstakes. So you will be entered to win either a Microsoft Surface 4 laptop, an Oculus VR headset, or Raspberry Pi. So we really would like you to go to our landing page, register, and start getting active on the discussion board. We answer all your questions, and we have some really awesome engineers coming in, so you'll be able to ask them questions. And yeah, that's all I have for y'all. We'd love to answer more questions if you have them.
Yeah, I think I was trying to monitor the chat too. So question, are these workshops in person or remote? So good news, it is remote, right? We want to, be able to touch everyone throughout Tallow, whether, wherever you are across the country, and still be able, for you to learn about LM space. And again, just STEM industry as a whole, right? And then I think I saw another question, maybe you're not so interested in space, but Lockheed Martin, right, in general, who we're supporting, and space is just one subset of Lockheed Martin. So we have 4 other business areas actually that, emphasize in other direct systems like aerospace, other than aerospace, which would be aeronautics. So that would direct to, more of an interest in planes and flight control and all of our other different business areas. So again, this is really just an opportunity for you all as well to ask these questions in our community, get to learn, what you are interested in with Lockheed Martin, how we can help you bring in. And then again, we can help, kind of place a right pathway for you as well, and just get to know a little bit more about us. And I think, so Jacob, when can we apply for the high school internships? So that's what me and my team are currently working on right now. But again, really going to emphasize the best way to maximize your profile with us is through Tallow, joining the community. And I encourage everyone here as well to really make sure their Tallow profile is, very strong, up to date. You're really showing me what your interests are, what it looks like. Some of our internship opportunities, right, it is different by location, but right now we're really focused on the campaign with Tallow and just getting students involved with LM. So that's not at the forefront. That's usually a little bit more towards the spring. But again, just emphasizing this is the best way that you can get involved with us, start creating the profile and joining our community. May be having some trouble with the link. So I know the Tallow team will definitely get all of you guys the information. I'm sure y'all will be sending up a follow-up. And if you are 16, can you get an internship? So yes, that you have to be 16 to be eligible for a high school internship. Great question. And then I'm a freshman. Do I have to wait for my junior year for an internship? So nope, not necessarily. Again, you just have to be 16 years old for me to be looking at from the high school perspective. And then again, I mean, you all are doing such an amazing job so early in your careers and getting interested in things like that and working with, this internship and apprenticeship week with Tallow already. So again, if it's not a high school opportunity, we're looking to connect you guys with our college opportunities and again, other early career pathways. So I think, yeah, thanks Alexa for posting our links in there. And I know we'll for sure send a follow-up, but yeah, I think that's all we had. We just wanted to say hello and yeah, thank you to the Tallow team as well. We've loved the partnership and we're so excited, for the campaign to continue on this fall.
Thank you both so much for sharing all of that information. I know there's a lot of questions coming in. We actually have a Q&A feature too, and there's a couple popping in there. But I think a lot of those questions can be answered with the follow-up links that we are going to be sending out. So just like Madison said, if you're having any problems with the copy paste feature or anything like that, don't worry. We're going to send all resources that we have from today's event after the session. So it's okay if you miss anything. But thank you both again so much for joining today and sharing so much that Lockheed Martin has to offer.
Yeah.
Thank you
all for
guys.
having us. Have a great day.
You too. All right. So with that, we are moving right into our next session. We are ahead of the game, which I'm very proud of. So sometimes we kind of like toe the line with timing, but we have about 1 minute to introduce our next speakers coming from CAWP as well as Mascaro Construction. So I would like to introduce Richard Barkowski, the Executive Director of Executive Director at CAWP. Ugh. And Ali Chornick, the HR generalist at Mascaro Construction. So with that, I'll pass it right over to you two.
And thank you very much. It's great to be here. Sound is okay. You can hear me?
Yep, can hear you perfectly.
Yep. Okay, great. I'm the executive director of Constructors Association. We're a trade association of highway contractors, highway heavy, basically construction that is in a horizontal. So roads, bridges, locks and dams, airport runways, utilities. I'm joined here by Ali, and she'll get into more specifics. As I said, we're a trade association. Mascaro is one of our members, so they perform the work. We help our members in the areas of workforce development. And what we've created is, and I think there was a slide, a next slide. But what we have created is a website, and what it's called is Future Road Builders. It's futureroadbuilders.com. And basically it's an interactive website that includes many games that are free to download that just educate people about careers in highway and heavy construction. There's basically, I would categorize them into two sections. One is the actual men and women who are out on the roads and on the bridges performing the construction work. So that includes carpenters, people who finish concrete, laborers, heavy equipment operators, operating engineers. But then the other section would be people who are civil engineers, estimators, people who estimate with different agencies to get the work, safety professionals, project managers. So there's sort of two tiers of what we're trying to attract to the construction industry. From the standpoint of the crafts, that is a true apprenticeship program. Going back to apprenticeship programs before they were cool. Now you hear a lot about apprenticeship programs, but ours go back to the 1960s. And basically the concept is, you know, if you're going to operate a heavy equipment, piece of heavy equipment like a crane, you're not going to know how to do that day one. So it is an earn while you learn apprenticeship program, usually about 4 years, where you receive training at a training site, but you also go out and work. One of the advantages of that is you're obviously receiving a paycheck right away. There's no college debt or anything like that. So this is just the Future Road Builders, just a part of the Future Road Builders website. And now I'm going to turn it over to Allie, and she's going to get into more details, specifically of talking about the career path in the construction industry, and then how her company utilizes that career path to plug young people in.
Thank you so much, Rich. I'm very excited to be here. A little bit about Mascaro Construction, as Rich said already, but we are a general contractor in the city of Pittsburgh. Although our roots are firmly planted within this city, a large majority of our work does take place within a 6-hour radius, which really encourages us in the human resources space to ensure that we've got the right type of talent at all levels within the industry. One of my big responsibilities within the human resources space as a generalist is supporting our workforce development initiatives. And that does sync up quite nicely with one of my responsibilities in leading our recruiting efforts. From a workforce development standpoint, one of the things that we're seeing across the industry, not just specific to Mascaro, is that there is such a need for early career individuals to really start sincerely and seriously considering a long-term career in the industry. You know, gone are the days where going to college after high school is your only career path. So we're really working hard to get in front of students at all ages, even as early as 4th grade, to educate them about the opportunities for long and successful and lucrative careers within the industry, regardless of where you are and what your particular interests may be. So Rich talked on some really great things here about apprenticeship programs and pre-apprenticeship programs. And as we are signatory with the unions, we really love to advertise that that's a great opportunity for students really just starting to consider a career in construction, whether they've been raised in a family that has exposure or a connection to the industry, or have always been those type of students that love to play with blocks and Lincoln logs and tinker around with things, or even play outside in the dirt. Those are all really good indicators of someone who could be really quite successful within the industry. So as we think about this career path, I think that a lot of people think that the only opportunity to work in construction is being out on the field. So as Rich talked about, there are so many opportunities. Now, from a high school standpoint, there are plenty of pre-apprenticeship programs, and Mascaro works very closely with a lot of local high schools, whether they are CTCs or just local schools close by to Mascaro Construction. So we definitely encourage individuals to work through those pre-apprenticeship programs, get that early exposure to the industry to find out if that's something you want. Those students that find a real knack for pre-apprenticeship programs or going straight into an apprenticeship program, a trade, if you will, or a union, are those ones that really enjoy working with their hands, don't want to sit behind a desk all day. And it's just so great that we get that opportunity to speak to students and say, what great limitless opportunities there are for you to get a head start on your career. So you're all doing great things by participating in something like this. So the pre-apprenticeship programs, apprenticeship programs, that's a great funnel of talent to come into the industry, learn what it is to be on an active construction site, And there are many people that work their way up in unions as well. They start off as an apprentice, they go up to a journeyman, up to a foreman, and a superintendent. There's great opportunities if you want to stay within a union trade. If you find that maybe I'd like to try something else or work my way and see a different set of skills, maybe it's management, maybe it's estimating, maybe it's being a project engineer or project manager. As you can see here, no matter where you are in your life or what your interests are, you can really escalate upwards on this wonderful trajectory within the construction industry. I know a lot of people might assume construction is a little more rough, a little more tumble, and you've got to have grit to be in it for sure. But there are awesome opportunities. So when you think about, if you decided that you wanted to go into a college or a university, earn a 2 or 4 year degree, we offer internships and co-ops for students outside of high school. So on that college track that are, maybe studying civil engineering, that's our big line of funneling the talent into our industry here is civil engineering. I just got back from Penn State recruiting for a career fair. So it's always at the top of my mind for things like that. But, we don't only take students studying civil engineering. If you're interested in construction management, and I'll be honest, for people that are interested in construction, if you've had landscaping experience, there are a lot of really wonderful transferable skills that I wish more high school students gave themselves credit for. So if you think, oh, well, I just helped my neighbor with a landscaping company and cutting grass or stacking bricks for retaining walls, how's that going to help me be a project engineer? You're selling yourself short. Those transferable skills with the things you're doing in high school matter. It shows a recruiter or an employer that you have what it takes to work outside, early hours, you're smart, you like building things, and you have to have a high level of customer service. So we really encourage you to maximize on your time in high school if they offer work release programs where, maybe you do your classes in the morning and then get to, do some work release programs, landscaping, a customer service job, or shadowing somebody in the construction industry. Ask. If you don't see something advertised, find a company, ask them. And even if you're not sure that you want to go into a trade, or if you want to, be an engineer in the construction industry, we're a mid-sized general contractor. We've got other support departments that have a knack for this industry and the people in it. So human resources, all good companies should have a human resources department. If they don't, they should. So outside of human resources, accounting, finance, a general counsel, marketing, and even IT. So when you're thinking about your career opportunities and what that looks like, not all of our positions do require a college degree, and not all of them require that similar experience that's relatable to the construction industry. We're really just looking for a great attitude, a great outlook, and an enthusiasm for the industry. So you can see you can do a pre-apprenticeship program, join an apprenticeship program, decide that later down the road, maybe you'd want to go back to college and earn an associate's degree or a college degree, 4-year degree in civil engineering or design, and be on your way to be an owner, a president, or a CEO of a company. We're very fortunate with our leadership that they've all worked in different capacities within Mascaro Construction, so they know firsthand what it takes to run a construction project, be on a job site, and mold and develop the talent that we see as the future of our organization. And outside, again, of those specific on-the-job field opportunities, you can see that you've got some of those more support positions. So in the office, supporting them on a more administrative role, recruiting, and some maybe less common career opportunities that aren't talked about in schools are being a surveyor or working in construction management. So it's really an exciting industry, an exciting opportunity. And whether you've had firsthand exposure to it or not, check out those opportunities. If they're listed on Tallo, ask your guidance counselor, Google, or as always, please feel free to reach out to myself and Rich. We both love this industry so much. We're so passionate about it. And we'll drop anything that we're doing to talk to people and really kind of support you and show that it really is a choose your own adventure. Wherever you are in your life, whatever your interests are, there's a lot of booming growth within the industry, and we'd love more people to consider it. So strongly encourage you to look for any opportunity to get exposure in a fast-paced and innovative industry like construction.
Well, thank you so much for that really robust overview of everything that is offered for the apprenticeships and everything that you can do within construction. You have definitely spiked some interest because we actually have some questions. I know we're a little over time, but Talo's talking next, so we kind of have some control over that. Would you be able to answer a couple questions from the attendees today?
Sure, I'll take a shot at it. The inspector question, inspectors basically are the men and women who inspect the work that's being done. So they're actually out on the projects, inspecting concrete, inspecting steel, all the various materials that go into construction. But as Ali mentioned, there's all the behind the scenes, like any business, that involves the accounting, and then obviously knowing how to build things and knowing how to engineer to build things is incredibly important. What if you don't know anything about construction? That's really why, Ali touched on, and when we saw that slide, there's a pre-apprenticeship that can help you get prepared to become an apprentice. But not knowing a lot about construction should not limit you in seeking an industry. It really is one of the few industries where you can get in early and make a difference very quickly. How many apprentices do you hire a year? Probably we represent the highway construction industry, but if I take all construction industry in Western Pennsylvania, it's probably 500 apprentices a year in the various trades. And we're not the only ones that have apprenticeships. Construction apprenticeships are throughout the United States. One of the things that Ali mentioned, people, especially young people, they think, well, is it college or is it, or can I go in the trades? You really can do both. All our apprenticeship programs, you get credit for local community colleges. So then if you come out of that and you want to go into construction management or project management, you can certainly do that. So
I think you're piquing a lot of interest. I saw like a face reaction pop up on the screen. So I think we may have time for like one or two more. I know there's a lot in there.
sure.
Before we pass it off. So if you want to go ahead and pick whichever you're most comfortable with.
Sure.
Okay.
Do you have to have a college degree to go into construction? Absolutely not. One of the neat things I like to see is with especially people who operate heavy equipment. When I go out to talk to them when they're their first year apprentice, their first day, they all have big pickup trucks that that they've bought because they're not paying for college, they're actually getting paid to be on the job. So no, you do not need a college degree. If you want one, you can incorporate it. And then a craft, and from the standpoint of craft union, that would be something like carpenters union, laborers union, and people who operate heavy equipment. Each of those talents has a particular union. So.
Well, thank you so much. I know there's still a lot of questions, but for sake of time, tragically, I think we do have to cut it off. But thank you again, both Rich and Ali, for sharing so much valuable information with all of the attendees today. We really appreciate you coming and talking to us.
Thank you so much. We appreciate the opportunity.
All right. Well, with that, I actually have the pleasure of passing this off to an esteemed colleague of mine, the wonderful Shay Tai, VP of Engagement here at Tallo, talking a little bit more about your Tallo profile and how you can really capitalize on having a robust Tallo profile. So go ahead, Shay.
Hey, thank you, Crystal. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, sounds great.
All right. Hey, everyone. My name is Shay. I'm the Vice President of Engagement for Tallo. Richard and Ali, good to see you again. And I'm super excited to be here today because we're going to talk about the Tallo profile, and basically is the engine of Tallo. With my role as the VP of engagement, not only am I able to get my hands dirty and learn about what makes the Tallo profile so great, but I get to talk to you all about how to make it better. So what I want to do is really talk about what the Tallo profile is. It is your comprehensive digital resume. It is the best version of yourself online. Okay. I think all of us can agree here that if we had Tallo when we were younger, I'm speaking to the folks that are presenting, this would have been a game changer for us, right? So the fact that you all have this at your age and you're able to digitally showcase yourself in such a comprehensive way is super exciting. So I know most, if not all of you, are familiar with Tallo and the profile, but I want to go through a few things for you. Okay, so what makes Tallo so powerful are two things, right? The first thing is to be able to showcase anything and everything about yourself. Okay, that is really the kind of the goal of Tallo was everyone's talented in different ways, right? So we wanted to be able to have a platform where you could showcase yourself visually, you could showcase yourself in the traditional resume, in the spoken word, in the written word, and anything in between, right? So wherever you go, you can take your Tallo profile with you, right? This isn't something for high school students only. You can take this with you from middle school to high school to college, college straight into career, and you can update it as you go. And that you heard it from Lockheed Martin that they want you to have an updated profile, and that is really very, very important, right? Having your Tallo profile updated regularly is a great thing to do because of a special thing Tallo does. Tallo's opened the door to our colleges and companies and organizations who are looking for specific talent, like Lockheed Martin and like Mascaro. They can find you based on what they're looking for, and connect with you and view your profile and see what you're all about. So it's really important to share all the relevant information you're up to and keep that updated, right? So if you're a high school student going to be graduating to college, make sure to change your high school from your current education to college and change it to the college you're attending to, right? If you're a college student getting ready to go in the workforce, be sure to change your next steps and say, I'm ready for the workforce. So that way the companies and colleges know who you are and that you're really at kind of like that current state of where you want to be. So a few things about how to really leverage your Tallo profile, right? There's several things that you can do. All right, there's digital badging. If you're not familiar with digital badging, this is like a really cool digital format of a verified skill or credential. If y'all are familiar with the Girl Scouts or the Boy Scouts, some of you may actually be involved in those organizations, and they have that sash with all the badges you earn. All those badges represent an earned skill or ability. That's what digital badges are. So if you go to your Tallo profile, if you log in and you go to the digital badges section, go and explore all the digital badges that are available on Tallo, and you can request them and see which ones you qualify for. So I recommend you go check that out. A big piece of the Tallo profile is also your extracurriculars, hobbies, and things like that, right? You heard it from Mascaro a little bit earlier, right? She talked about, oh, well, I may have done landscaping or something like that. How does that relate to a career or anything like that? Why is that important? Trust me, it's super important. All the little things, especially those extracurriculars, maybe you have a part-time job. Maybe you have a hobby, maybe you're a musician, anything like that, add it onto your profile. You can add it into extracurriculars, a hobby section. You can even add a video or multiple videos to your profile. So be sure to include those extracurriculars and hobbies. You may not think they're relevant, but they really are. Recruiters certainly look at that section and they want to see kind of how involved you are and kind of how well-rounded you are. So be sure to do that. Memberships, accomplishments, same thing. If you're involved, if you are doing things and you've achieved some cool things, add that stuff as well, right? Work experience. This is super important. And when we say work experience, we don't mean, oh, I have a full-time job in an office or anything like that. Anything that you're doing, whether it's part-time, full-time, maybe it's an unpaid internship, maybe you're even volunteering, you can add that to your profile as well. So be sure to do that. You can also add things like your current education and also tag courses to your education. So I don't know if you knew that, but you can add not only past schools that you've attended, but also your current schools. And then you can tag relevant courses that you've taken to those schools. And adding courses is a pretty cool thing. You don't have to add your entire transcript. If you just want to add the courses that you feel really represent what you want to learn about the most or what you're most interested in, feel free to do that. You can also add your test scores. So if you're on a 2-year or 4-year track, You're going to want to add those ACT, SAT scores, things like that. If you are looking maybe the military route and you may have taken the ASVAB, you can add that. And there's plenty of other test scores that you can add as well. So make sure to keep those updated and add those as well. And that really all kind of equates to a really robust profile. What's also cool is you can add files, right? So if you do want to add your high school transcripts or college transcripts, if you have any letters of recommendations, anything like that, well, guess what? You can add that to your Tallo profile too. It's in your files section. And all of the things I'm talking about, if you go to profile in your Tallo account, everything is there. Just scroll down and just start completing the section one by one. And I promise, the first time you do it, it may take maybe 15, 20 minutes, but after you got it done, all it takes is a few seconds every now and then to update certain things, and you can keep it updated so recruiters can find you and see the best version of yourself, right? So I don't know if you all know this yet either, but yes, you can build a profile on Tallo, you can showcase it, you can get seen. Did you know that you can also share your profile? Yes. Let me explain to you if you haven't done that yet. There's a section in the left-hand side in that white avatar bar where it says export and share, okay? That export button actually turns your digital profile into a printable resume. And you can actually print that out. You can actually export it as a Word document, and you can edit it as needed. It is a sweet tool. We recommend you check it out. Then there's the share button. This allows you to share a digital link that'll take anyone that you want to see your profile to your profile, right? They don't have to be a part of Tallo, but they can go and view your profile. And not only that, you can actually see who's viewing your profile and tracking your links, right? So that's a great thing about Tallo too. We do a lot of cool stuff, and I've been involved in for quite a few years now, and all of the stuff that we have in Tallo is really because of you. Okay, the final things I'll say before we move on to the next slide is your future goals and plans. Now, that includes your career interests, your location preferences, and your next steps. By and large, the recruiters on Tallo, whether it's college, corporate, or anything in between, those are the big three they usually look at first. They want to see what you're interested in career-wise. They want to know where you are and where you want to live. And they want to know what your next steps are so they know when you're ready to be recruited, right? So if anything else, we of course recommend a full profile. Make sure you have those three pieces of information in your profile. Alex, could we please move on to the next slide, please? All right, best practices. I know we're going to keep hammering this, y'all, but keep your future goals and plans section as well as your profile up to date. This will help Tallo find and send opportunities. And again, not only colleges and companies can find you and send out messages and communicate with you. We look at your profile and we actually share a lot of opportunities that are relevant to you as well. So the more up to date and the more complete your profile is, the more targeted we can get with an opportunity that's a best fit for you. Okay, so the better the profile, the better match the opportunities. We already talked about reviewing your profile and updating it. Again, that's really the most important thing to do. But really, one final tip here is using the elements of Tallo that allow you to showcase those things that may not go unseen, right? So we talked about the files section, showcasing your projects, things like that. If you're a creative person, showcasing your artwork or photography is a great thing to do. Again, talked about those letters of recommendation. But going back to that video section, it is a very powerful piece. A lot of students on Tallo like to add an intro video. So they'll do like a video selfie and talk about who they are and what they're all about. So they can actually showcase their personality to the recruiters. And it's almost like a first interview where recruiters can actually see what they're all about. So again, that video section is super powerful. I know I'm probably running low on time. I threw a lot of information at you, but again, Tallo is a super powerful digital resume that goes to work for you. There's a lot of other great things about Tallo, but it all starts with a profile. Now, if you're not a part of Tallo yet, here's how to sign up. All you need to go is go to tallo.com, click sign up, and then register. A couple quick things when you're actually registering, okay? Number one, be sure to capitalize your first and last name. That's very important. Email. Use a professional address. Don't use, you may have a personal email and think that it may be a little goofy or funny. Our recommendation is to create a new email that's a bit more professional. Usually maybe your first name or the first letter of your first name, maybe your last name followed by gmail.com or something like that usually works or does the trick. So again, use a professional email address. Make sure to make note of your password so you don't forget it. But in case you do, don't worry. We can also resend you a temporary password. When you're going in there, make sure to add your current status. And then add a country and zip code and click sign up. It's super easy, takes 1 second. You'll go through the welcome flow that'll add that very important information like your career interests, next steps, and geographic preferences. So you'll hit those off the bat, which is great. And one final tip before I let you all go, it was that when you're adding an email address, make sure that you use a personal email address, okay? And if you're not going to use a personal email address, maybe your school has introduced Tallo to you and you're joining as a school and you're using your school email address, be sure to change your email address to your personal one as soon as you graduate. So that way we can continue to send you relevant opportunities and you don't miss out on them. So thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate the time, and go and update your Tallo profile, by God.
That was probably the most comprehensive overview of the Tallo profile that I've heard in a while, but I think it was insanely valuable for everyone here because there really are so many different opportunities that you can capitalize on based off of sharing just simply who you are and your interests. Just want to put a point about the file section and adding videos to there. I actually had a student a little bit ago put up a photo of her creating cosplay outfits, which were really cool and intricate. And it showcased so many skills aside from just her artistic skill. That's engineering, that's math, that's a whole lot more that goes into that. So feel free to be yourself, showcase who you are, and allow that to connect you to your future. So thank you so much, Shay. It's always a pleasure to hear you talk. All right. So we are really quickly, I have a couple minutes, going to talk about how you can take this Tallo profile and connect it to your future. So I saw a couple questions in the Q&A about opportunities on whether they're just Lockheed Martin, as well as like CAWP, what we're showcasing today. And yes, those are some really great opportunities that you can connect to, but we do have a lot more. So one feature, one of many that I'm going to talk about really quickly is our jobs search module. So as you log into Tallo and fill out your Tallo profile, up at the top, there will be a button that says jobs. So from here, you have the ability to connect to over 3.5 active internships, apprenticeships, and jobs from over 200,000 hiring companies. So there is a lot out there that you can apply for. What's really unique about Tallo's job search module is that there are both internships and apprenticeships on here, as well as full-time jobs. So if you're not completely ready to enter the workforce, you can still filter on internships or apprenticeships like on the screen and help that refine your search. So you can see opportunities that match your future goals and plans like Shay was talking about. So you tell us what you're interested in, and then we will refine that for you. So you've already shared that on your Tallo profile. All you need to do is click search via future goals and plans, and it will refine that search. So opportunities are going to be organized based off of the best fit for you regarding that search. And you can even favorite and save jobs that you can come to later. So from there, you will use your dynamic Tallo profile that you've created based off incredible insight from Shay to connect to some of these different positions and see where your future goes. So if you're looking for even more outside of this, Tallo does also host opportunities in our opportunities tab, but they're a little bit more refined and there's kind of a catered list to you in there as well. So we have about a minute before our next presenter pops on, Ting Cam from Stride. I'll introduce her again when she hops on, but in the meantime, we have a quick video about Tallo that we can share. All right, I'm going to pass it off to our lovely Alexa, who will play a video before we have Miss Cam on.
I want to be a biomedical engineer.
I want to be a lead engineer in the aerospace defense industry.
And that's why I use Tallo.
On Tallo, I can find internships,
Scholarships, the college of my dreams,
the company I've always wanted to work for.
On Tallo, I found confidence,
direction, and an opportunity. On Tallo, I found a path to my dreams.
Okay, All right, and then last but certainly not least, we have the lovely Ting Pam, success coach and team manager from Stride, will be rounding out our event today. So I'll pass it right over to you.
Thank you, Crystal. So happy to be back and have the opportunity to join the closing sessions. I'm going to share my screen with everyone. Okay, can I share my screen? Let me see. Okay, cool. All right, here it is. Can you see my screen?
Yep, we can see it.
All right, cool. I'm gonna make it full. So I just want to quickly, wrap up the sessions. You guys have met with some of my colleagues, Mr. Jamal Sally and Amanda Matronis, in the last two sessions that were on last week. But just to wrap up, as you're thinking you want to apply for internship or apprenticeship, you need your resume done, you need to do a targeted job search. You need to understand how it works to apply for job, interviewing for jobs. Now, if you are a Stride K-12 Power School students, you can book student success coach for, one-on-one coaching, personalized support to help you navigate this process. We meet with students one-on-one, and all you need is to contact your counselors or your CRE coordinators or your CTE teachers to say, hey, how can I get in touch with, Stride student success coaches? And we're happy to help you, support you from looking for a job until you land a job opportunity. And with that, instead of me telling you how awesome we are, I would like to share a video where you can hear one of our students are sharing her experience. So I'm going to stop sharing here, and Alexa, you can play the video.
17 and I go to... Hey everybody, my name is Stacia Ross. I'm 17 and I go to Michigan Great Lakes Virtual Academy. Today I'm going to talk to you about success coaching and my experience with it. So with my coach, in the summer I actually wanted to get a job, and so my coach would basically help me on interviews, resume tips, how to make myself stand out among the crowd of applicants. So it all started, I actually wanted a job in the summer, and actually I had gotten an email from someone from my school about success coaching. And so immediately I took the opportunity and booked a session with a coach the next day. So I was telling my coach that I wanted a job specifically in fitness and working in a gym. So he helped me do some job search, and we found a couple opportunities that I wanted. The next step was for me to actually perfect my resume. And he helped me do that. He gave me a lot of tips, and he actually revised my resume to make it look professional and make it look unique and make it stand out. So quickly after, I had applied for a couple of positions and had a couple of interviews to do. And because of my knowledge and the things that I've learned from my coach, I was able to ace both of my interviews. And actually one of my interviews was for an internship position in Stride that my coach had offered me. And without my coach, I know I would not have had these opportunities. I would not have aced an interview at all. So if you guys really are in the same boat as me, or you need some help on things like interviewing, you don't know a whole lot about resume, you don't know what to do, please sign up with a coach. They are willing to help you. They're very chill and laid back, and you never know what possibilities lie on the other side.
Thank you, Alexa. And you heard it from Deja, and actually Deja, after her first internship with us, she recently came back and did another internship with Stride. So, get contact with your success coach and set up an appointment if you are one of the students in the Stride K-12 Power School nationwide. Now, what I want to do next is, Now you're saying, well, what about if I'm not part of the Strike K-12 Power School students? Well, we also have tools that can really help you in the process of looking for internships. So for once, we have an internship search tool. It is a job search tool that matches you. You can put an internship and put in the locations that you're in, and then it will pop up all the different internships that are, that companies are recruiting in your areas. And along that, you can also download our internship handbook. It will give you all the tips about, how you can look for a job, what you need to prepare to get a job here. Okay, so I'm gonna exit my screen here so that I can share my screen with you on the opportunity that I have shared with you here. So in the chat, I'm gonna put in, if you can share it with the participants, is the internship search tools, as well as, hold on a second, our handbook here in the chat here. All right. So that is the tools that we have that I am happy to share with everyone, and hope that this will help you in your journey. And I just want to close the session by saying that, hey, don't just think about wanting an opportunity, take actions, jumpstart your future, get real world exposure. It doesn't have to be an internship or apprenticeship. A job shadowing opportunity, volunteering opportunity can help you to develop early skill set exposure that are similar to getting an internship, and that will prepare you potentially to land an offer in your dream internship. So I wish you all success in the new school year, and we'll land a job offer in the next few months or in the summer to come. That's it from me today. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Ting, for coming and talking to all the attendees today. I just want to echo how valuable it is to sign up with one of the Stride's success coaches. They are absolutely incredible. I kind of like what Shay was saying, which is simply having a Tallo profile. I wish that I had something like this when I was in high school to prepare myself for an internship or applying for a job or something, because I think it would have helped a lot when that day finally came. So thank you so much again for coming and talking to everyone today.
No, thank you for having me, and looking forward to meet all the students here.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye. All right. And with that, we reach the end of internship and apprenticeship weeks, kind of week 2 weeks, I guess it was. So thank you so much for participating. We will be sending out a recording of this event as well as the resources from all of our speakers today. So we also keep an eye out for an email with information about upcoming events. All attendees will be receiving all of that information. So to close, we are actually going to be hosting a very quick Kahoot just to gain some feedback from students and attendees on internship and apprenticeship week. So if you have time, please stick around to help us make our events the best that they can be. As a reminder, there is a gift or a prize. I don't know why I said gift, a prize up for stake for participation from today's event. You can potentially win some Bluetooth headphones. So if you have time, stick around to that Kahoot. All right, let me quickly share my screen so we can get this started. It's only a couple questions, pretty low stakes. Okay. All right. All right, so if you are able to, please take a second and join. We have it on the screen. I'm going to turn off the music. All right, let me zoom into the game pin just to make sure that we can all see that. All right, so everyone should see the game pin right there. We'll put it in the chat as well. All right, so one person. Okay, we're getting a couple. All right, I'll give everyone about a minute to join. Okay, we're getting to 16. So competition's getting heavy when it comes to that participation. Thank you again, Alexa, for sharing that out. So Kahoot.it, and the game pin is 417-4292. Okay, just give it like 15 more seconds to get on in there. You can also join a little bit later as well. Don't worry, we're not going to cut this off or anything like that. Okay. Right, we have 26 people. I think we can see the game pin. All right. I like some of the names. Classy Sea Lion. Oh, it's like generated. That's pretty cool. Well, I appreciate the Classy Sea Lion. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, so we have a brainstorm, essentially just typing out your answer. How will you use the job and opportunity section to find an internship or apprenticeship? So as a reminder, Tallo has a job search module, which is kind of a tongue twister to say, where you can look through over 3.5 million jobs, including internships and apprenticeships. So a lot is out there that you can capitalize on. So I know we just have about 30 seconds to answer. It's not a lot of time. All right, so we're gonna skip the whole voting thing just for sake of time. All right, so apparently Epic Wolf, you answered the fastest, I'm assuming. All right, next up, another open-ended question. So what questions do you still have about using Tallo? This will help us help you so we know how we can best serve those that are using Tallo. Man, we're typing faster in this one. Well, you're booted off. You should be able to join again. Someone just mentioned that. So again, Kahoot.it, game pin 417-4292. All right. Again, it is completely okay if you didn't have time to answer this. All right. 2 more questions just to hear from you. What is one thing that you took away or learned from internship and apprenticeship week? So that's what IAW stands for. We have more time on this one. More than 30 seconds here. All right. So it's still popping up. What happens if I click on them? Nothing, apparently. All right, about 45 seconds left to answer. Still popping in. Look at all those shapes. "15 seconds left. Still popping in here. All right. Any ideas? All right, let's take a look at some of these answers. Okay, but there are many opportunities out there for me to find. Tallo is a great resource for anything. I've learned that Stride coaches can connect you to internships. Yes, they can. Make sure that you can sign up with Ting or anyone else on the Stride career coaching team. There are many free resources available for us. Yes. I mean, you're showcasing yourself, and that should be free. You don't have to pay for a resource that is going to connect you to a future that's right for you. How to get involved with internships. Let's read a couple more. What recruiters are looking for and how to be a good candidate. It's a really good piece of information there. So how to best kind of put your face forward. Find opportunities that benefit my future. Develop a killer resume. I know Shay went over the Tallo profile very well, that you can download, as he stated, into a resume and really showcase yourself very well. A couple more. These are really interesting. Keep looking actively and objectively. Love that. Stay active and keep looking. Yeah, it takes patience sometimes. I mean, even when I applied for my job at Tallo, I was applying for, I think, 4 others at the same time. So if you don't at first succeed, just try again. You will find a path that's right for you. That you don't need to be afraid. Make sure to ask questions. Yes, questions are important because A, they're telling you a lot about how your experience will be at a company, and they're also showcasing that you really care to ask some questions. The difference between internship and apprenticeship. Yeah, I didn't know that until I was probably in college or anything like that. All right, 2 more. Okay. Hi. Internship isn't necessarily hard to get, but it's all about finding and connecting. Yes. And making sure that you are showcasing the best parts of yourself. It's kind of a skill to find an internship and a job that's right for you. And we can network with students and adults. Yes. All right. So I'm going to skip voting because I think they're all lovely, especially that hello message. All right. Next one, moving forward, how can you use your experience from internship and apprenticeship week to connect with opportunities in your future? We'll show the answers on this one too. It's a little shorter, so we don't have the 90 seconds here, tragically, just about 30. All right, so we got, and some are trickling in at the end. So 22 answers submitted here. Oh, there's even more. So let's show some of these answers. Okay. Show answers. There we go. All right, so we have some common words that are coming up on here. So utilizing your Tallo profile, yes, it's a really great resource just to connect to your future. And yeah, it can be a lot to build at first. It takes about 15-20 minutes to put all that information in, but just revisiting every few months and keeping it up to date, it's really like low lift with big reward. Okay. Using the tips from my Tallo profile and use my profile to apply for jobs and hopefully be a good candidate. I think just by you participating, that's a strong candidate right there. So be able to apply for jobs in the future with this experience. We hope so too. Can develop a good resume to get an internship. Finding internships, sometimes you don't even know where to start. So we gave you a little bit of insight of how to go about that. Communities and get notifications in careers you're interested in. Yes, utilizing the community, connecting with others that have similar interests as you do. A few more. Apply the skills I learned to future opportunities when applying for internships, apprenticeships, and jobs. Yes, and you'll always build on those opportunities. You're going to just learn more the more experience that you have. So it's cool that you can start with a little bit of knowledge and then continue to build on that. Reach out to Stride guidance consultants and network. Yes, they have an incredible amount of resources that can help you get started. So showcase myself in Tallo and get connected. All right. So with that, I'm going to have my, no, we didn't vote. So everyone's a winner. I'm going to have my colleague quickly look through those that are participating in both our Kahoot and our event, and we will have the winner for our Bluetooth headphones shortly. But again, thank you so much for your participation today. We can't make events like this happen without incredible attendees like you and incredible panelists that we were able to hear from today. All right, so we just heard out. We have Jose Aponte. Hope I'm saying your name right. If I am not, I sincerely apologize. You are the winner for our headphones today. So hopefully you are still on here. But Jose, yeah, you're here. Thanks. So please reach out to community@Tallo to claim your prize of your Bluetooth headphones. So Alexa put into the chat, just send an email to community@Tallo and you'll get some fancy headphones. So thank you for participating. We appreciate you being here. Okay, well, with that, it comes to the very end of our internship and apprenticeship week. We again are so grateful that you are part of this experience, and we hope to hear from you in future Tallo events. Thank you, everyone.